When your visa application is rejected, the number one thing you should think of doing is applying for a GCMS notice. Yes, they will always give you a letter to let you know the reason your visa application was rejected. But the GCMS notice goes into details and let you know exactly what this agent who handled it thought about this particular document that he presented and everything, to let you understand why the application was rejected. And once you have the GCMS notes, you will be able to know how to fix the problems and then reapply. Unfortunately, I've had people telling me they had enough money in their account and yet they were told they didn't have enough money. Unfortunately, it's not about what you think, but about what the agent who handled your application thought about the documents you submitted. Suppose you had a sponsor and the agent didn't feel that your connection with that sponsor is strong enough that they are going to continuously cater for your needs, your tuition fees, and all of that. They can decide to disregard that sponsor's bank statement and then look out for your own. And if you don't have enough in yours, that means you don't have enough money. Or even if they feel the money you claim you have is not real or is fake, they will disregard it. Sometimes you have a bank statement and from the previous 4 months, there was just a little money in it and all of a sudden, boom, you have enough money in it, sitting in there waiting for you to print your bank statement. That is a red flag. They will reject it. Sometimes you're just using your own bank statement and you do have enough money, but then they check your history and they're like, okay, you graduated from school like a few years ago and you started working and this is just how much you were making. And they may not live in your country, but they can easily check and know in your country this is around how much you will be making a month. And then they calculate and realize what you have this much money in your account, but then it's not consistent with how long you say you have been working. That lets them know there is a problem with your bank statement and they will reject it. That is why I keep saying, whatever you're using, make sure you are consistently checking all of these facts yourself. Whatever it is that they are asking for, bank statement, SOP, or whatever, they need them for a reason. That is why they ask you for your history, your educational background, your work experience, from when to when that you were working, when you were unemployed and all of that. Because they need all of that to build a case. And one thing with the Canadian process is, I don't really know whether to say this is an advantage or a disadvantage. We do not have an avenue for an interview. They do not give you the chance to answer questions they may want to ask you because there's no interview. And that can be an advantage or a disadvantage depending on your application. Because they don't ask you questions and give you the opportunity to answer, it's all based on everything you submitted right from the start. So if the agent looking at your application looks at it and have any doubts, they will just reject it and not bother asking you any questions. The few times that I've seen them ask for other documents is just for documents, not necessarily to ask you to answer questions, just for documents. Okay, maybe we need this and that document to supplement what you already gave. Then yes, they will ask for it. But even that, mostly you get denied afterwards. So when you are submitting your application, especially if it's a study permit, make sure your SOP is explaining everything that you think they may want to ask. If you are submitting a visitor visa, make sure the relationship between whoever is inviting you and everything is in that invitation letter. Make sure your documents are genuine, not faking everything or falsifying data just to prove something. Most times, what you think you are doing to help is actually what costs you. Have a nice day.